Global Vibes channel. My name is Elizabeth Wambua, and if it is your first time to come across this channel, if it is your first time to see someone like me on a camera, feel welcomed. Click on that subscription button, like, share, and comment on my videos. For those of you who have already done so, thank you so much. For those who have not yet done so, maybe you are watching videos and are not subscribing, you are not liking, you are not even commenting anything, kindly consider doing so that you make our channel grow pole, supporting me by subscribing, liking, and commenting on my videos. Today's video, we are not going to talk about motivation or hustling smart or about parenting, no, but we are going to talk about a reflection of life. I think kind of a story about maybe myself and me representing other millions of people out there. It is about growing up in a poor background and what it taught me that the privileged maybe cannot understand, or maybe they did not go through that, or maybe they cannot relate. Like nothing was figured out. You were just there as a kid. So maybe whatever we went through as poor families, poor kids, you know, and there are some people who have never seen such maybe problems. Kuna watu hawajai face any challenge in life, like the lack of something. Maybe kama kuna challenge, maybe mtu akuwe sick, that is the only challenge. But challenge ya kukosa kitu kama food, education, kufanya kazi nyumbani, maybe they did not go through such. So today I want us to talk about that topic, and I'm not here to glorify poverty at all. I'm just comparing the both situations and what you should learn from that. And maybe sometimes growing, everything you are facing, like every challenge you go through, you should also look at the positive side of it, not always the negative side of it. Every challenge has a negativity and a positivity about it. So let's look about the poor background and the privileged background. We are going to talk about the poor background or poor family, growing up in such families. Then we are going to talk about the privileged family. So let's start by talking about growing up poor, in a poor family, in a poor background, and what it taught me. Maybe you can relate, or maybe you learned something different from whatever I learned. You can comment down there what you learned from your growing up background. Maybe you grow up a better family, a privileged family, or maybe you grew up in a poor family. You can comment down there what you went through and what you learned about that. So, me being a victim of growing in a very humble background, I don't know how to explain it. Yani mi niligrow kwa mazingira ya kawaida, na kawaida namaanisha tu kukuwa na, even getting food was a problem, but we were used to that because it is what life taught us and it was what was there, you know. And at that time, we could not change anything. You are a kid, we ni mtoto. Like even you are regretting, sometimes unaweza jiuliza, you can compare your family and another family out there when unaona wakiishi like life here it is better, and you are like, mbona mimi nilizaliwa huku? Have you ever asked yourself such a question as a kid? Because now you understand we are grown ups, and now we are just reflecting on whatever happened those years. So me as a kid, sometimes I could look at some people, neighbors who were better. They were not at their best, but they were better than us. Whoever know me better, anyone who knows me from my background, they can relate and they can understand about what I'm talking about. Yani hata mahali pa kulala ni shida. Ukisikia kunanyesha, hey, you are like, hatujui tutalala aje, tujui kama mvua itanyesha ama kukuwe na upepo imue mabati, tulale kwa mvua. You know, sometimes even getting food was just a big deal. Like ukikula usiku, ati umekunywa chai asubuhi tena ukule lunch. You are rich. You were rich back then. But again, growing in such an environment, you unaenda shule, unatoka shule, maybe umetokea shule around 5, you come home, you have a lot of responsibilities, nothing is figured out for yourself. You have, maybe sometimes you are the firstborn and you have your siblings. You have to be there as a parent because your parent maybe ako nje alienda kutafuta chenye mtakula. So as a firstborn, I'm not a firstborn, but I'm just talking about the firstborns and whatever they were going through in living in that poor background. Like Sometimes even not, it is not necessary that you are the firstborn. Sometimes maybe even you are the lastborn, but you know and you see what your brothers and your sisters are going through. You are from school around 5, you get home, you go to the river, you have to fetch water, you have to collect firewood, you have to wash utensils, you have to take care of your siblings. Kama ni wandogo, you have to help them do their homework, help them take shower, yani wakue sawa. Then after that you just relax, waiting for your mother, for your father to come back. You don't know whether they will come with something or not, but mostly I'm grateful walikuwa wanakuja na something, hata kama ni hiyo siku peke yake. And that was very, yani that was an achievement, and we were happy, we were grateful whenever you see your parents, your mother, your dad coming back with just a 1 kg of unga or something, carrying something for you, you'll feel better. Now you come from school, you start doing all those jobs. After you finish, maybe before you finish, it's even around 7, 8, you finish those jobs again. Yourself, you need to take shower, you need to do your homework, you know. And that time you don't even know what you are going to eat. That was so much heartbreaking, that was so painful. And I understand it is not me and my brother and sister went through that alone. I know of a lot of people right now, maybe they are going through that, or they went through that. And if you are going through that season, just understand it is a season. Let me tell you, growing in such an environment sometimes teaches you a lot, a lot, a lot. Like hizi job unafanya after utoke shule, ukifanya nini, uoshe watoto, uchote maji, collect firewood, upike, ufanye nini, they teach you to be responsible. As young as you are, being 10 years, 9 years, 8 years, you know how to be responsible. You can do it by your own. You can figure it alone by yourself before your parent comes in. Like sometimes you get to see your mother. She left the house at around 5 in the morning. Again, she's coming again at night around 7 or 8. That lady, that man, they are tired. They are tired. Now as a firstborn or as a daughter, you have to take care of her. She has come, she's tired. Now you need to prepare supper. And sometimes I look at it like, when you look at the kids on the other side, the privileged one, they don't know even cooking. At the age of 8 years, some kids know how to prepare supper for 8, 6, 5, a family of 10. She can prepare a supper for such people. Many people, they can do that because they have understood this, they have grown in that environment. And it is so okay. As much as it is heartbreaking, it is not a good environment to grow in. As I have said, I'm not trying to glorify poverty, but I'm just talking about what we went through, what people are going through. Wengine wanapitia sahi, and wengine we are from there, but now we are just at least doing better than those days. So growing in such environment, what does it teach you? First, it teaches you to be responsible. Teaches you to be that kind of a person mwenye hana pressure ya maisha, someone who can survive in any environment, someone who can do any job. So long as it is legal, it is legit, they can do it. They don't mind about their education level, such maybe you have a degree, you have a whatever. There are some jobs I can't do now. Because of what you went through, you have to work. And you have to work and work and work hard and work smart so that you can take care of your family. You don't want your mother still to be working after you have finished school. You want her to relax. You want her to feel like now it is a time to relax, to sit and wait for you to bring everything to hand. It is your right. You have to do that. It is your responsibility to take care of that parent who went through out of her ways to give you the best. You need to remember those parents. Again, sometimes mtu anaweza kosa kusoma because of such problems. Sometimes it can be too much that you can't even concentrate at school, and you might end up getting bad grades. But that doesn't mean it is the end of life. You still have another life ahead of you that is waiting for you. After you got whatever you got at school, just work hard. From there, jitume, you are grown up. Just work hard. Any job opportunity that comes your way, take it positively. Work. Remember your parents back at home. Remember your siblings. You have to work. You don't have to choose anything. You don't have to say no to some. Okay, you can say no to some jobs which are not legal, or you feel like this is not for me. I should not be doing this. That is the advantage somehow. Sometimes the positive things we have to take from poverty. You learn how to be careful first, to take responsibility, and how to work hard, how to work smart, and how to be a an example to your siblings and taking care of your parents. You are there and you can do anything, and you are there, you want to support your parents. May God see us through, and He always sees us through. By the way, watu wengi wenye walitesekanga wakiwa watoto, maybe when they get exposed outside there, they are the best employees and employers out there. Someone who went through the tough times in their childhood, they don't want to make they don't want their kids to go through the same. They don't even mistreat other people in the workplaces. Maybe you can go in a place and you'll be promoted that like you are a manager somewhere, but because you went through problems, you don't want to mistreat people. You treat them nicely through whatever you went through. But sometimes if you did not go through such things, you may not understand. Now, let's talk about growing up privileged. Like you may grow up finding out that everything has been figured out for you. Like your job there is just to go to school, kusoma, come back at home, eat, sleep. You don't have to stress about anything. You even don't know. Some people end up being in their, like, which age do I give an example of? 16 years old. Maybe you don't know how to cook because you are not used to that, and we are not saying it is bad. I don't have anything bad or negative about being privileged. It is not you, it was your parents. And even those who went through their poor background, it was their parents. And sio kupenda kwao, it wasn't their wish. They just found themselves there. And at that moment, you are still a kid. You can change nothing in that situation. Being on the privileged side, you need to take advantage of that. Sometimes you might not know that, you might not understand that, but maybe if you watch me today and you are a kid, you are growing up in such a good environment, you have everything with you, focus on your studies. That is the only advantage you can take. Soma because your parents are there. And I understand most privileged parents, they take education seriously. They are there to provide for you. As long as you want to learn, as long as you want to become whatever you want to become, you will become, because you have everything. It is school fees, you have it. Hakuna siku unatumwa ati unaendea school fees, never. Hakuna siku unakosa chakula, hakuna siku hata unakosa ati mahali pa kulala. Hakuna siku unatoka shule unaambiwa go and collect firewood. You even don't understand what is firewood. You don't know. These things you don't understand. But I'm not saying it is bad. Nasiongei kwa ubaya, mimi sina ubaya, you know. I don't have any negativity about that. I'm just saying sometimes growing up in a soft life, it should teach you to be a responsible person. Though some parents teach their kids on the tough, yani to handle their life even in the tough times. As a parent, even if you know you are privileged, you don't want to show your kids like you have everything. No, they just limit everything, and I say that is good. For them, it is good that you don't show your kids that you can give them everything. Even as we are growing up, and if you have a family, if you have a kid, and you are privileged, you personally, now me and you, the other person, maybe our age mates, some of us don't have families, some of us maybe have families. If you have a kid, you have a family, take care of a family, yes, properly, but don't show your kids that you can do everything for them. Yes, you can, but you should not show them that maybe I can do everything. Sometimes this, you know, the world changes each and every day. Sometimes your parents might not be there. You are used to good life, you are used to being provided for everything by your parents, but sometimes now their parents are not there. How will your life look like? Will you die because your parents are not there? Will you just be useless because your parents have left? No. You need to learn to be responsible. Make good use of your resources. And most of the people coming from the privileged families, those of them who, I don't know what I can say, but those of them who take it in a positive way, they end up becoming also big people in life. Watu wamesoma, wametoka kwa utajiri na wamesoma pia wakakuwa matajiri kivyao, like they are not depending on their family, but they come from a better family. Sometimes people from the rich background, sometimes they cannot handle pressure, hawezi kuvumilia pressure. Uko hapo unafanya kazi, maybe mahali unafanya kazi, and there is a lot of pressure, na unavumilia, unaambia mtu I have been working in this company for over 10 years. You are there for just 2 weeks and you want to leave because you are saying no, this environment it cannot be me. But because umepitia shida, you know now I'm going to leave this job, I'm going to sit in the house, then My mother is waiting for me, my dad is looking at me, my siblings, my family is looking upon me. So what will they do? But in that soft life, you just look at it and you're like, now I have to leave. I can't work here. So long as I said, you have to, everywhere you go to work, don't work in a toxic environment where your mental health is not considered. Don't work. Sometimes, okay, you can work, but with the limitation. Ukiona imezidi, just leave. But if you can manage, it's fine, depending on your situation. Sometimes it is respecting your boundaries. Usikubali mtu akutumie vibaya just because you are from a humble family ama umetoka kwa shida, sasa mtu akutumie vibaya. No. So if you are growing up, or you are growing up in a privileged family, you grew up in such environment, just take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Do what you can do for your future, knowing that in your future you will be alone. Maybe those parents who are supporting you, maybe they will not be there. Maybe they will not be able to support you at that time. So if you take a good advantage of it at that time, they are there, they are able to provide for you, it is the better. Being privileged is not a bad thing, but it should be used wisely. You need to understand that. I have talked about both sides now. The growing up in a poor environment, poor family, and growing up in a privileged environment. Growing up in a poor family, we are saying we are not glorifying poverty. Growing up in a privileged family, it's okay, it's a good thing, but take the privilege wisely. And so, my honest opinion is that whether you grow up in a poor background, humble background, whether you grow up in a privileged family, each background has its own story. So you need to work hard. If you come from a poor background, you need to work hard and change that situation back there. Don't allow your kids go through the same thing you went. Work hard to make sure you have a better, like whatever was not provided for you, make sure you provide for your family. And again, growing up in such poor background is so, like, it is so heavy. People struggle emotionally, mentally, and financially. So concentrating in education, I don't say they don't concentrate, but sometimes they can't even concentrate because of the thoughts and the stress of the background they are coming from. And on the other hand, if you come from the privileged family, you have all the resources. Take good care of them, use them wisely. You know, take advantage of that situation in your family. Like, you are in from a well-up family, ukienda shule soma. Like, if you have a chance to get education, just take that chance. Soma, be the best person you can be, whatever you want to be, because I understand you can. So the goal at the end of the day, it is to change the situation where you come from and make sure you make a good life for yourself. You don't go through the same thing you went when you were a kid. Your kids don't go through that. And again, if you are privileged, make sure you work hard on your own, that you don't go back to your family and get them to help you even when you are grown up. You know, sometimes these people from privileged family, sometimes they cannot handle pressure, which sometimes I think it is something that people should take it like it is pressure. They can't kill you, no one can kill you, but you are there. You are saying I can never handle this because of the environment you have grown up in. Me, I feel like life is very much unfair at times. It is so much unfair, but again, God gives each one of us their own journey, their own story, and God gives you things that you know you are able to handle. So if you are brought up from a poor background, don't be ashamed of that. You have no apologies to anyone. It is your whatever it happened, but now you are in another position. Change that situation at your background. Again, if you grew up in a privileged family, be grateful and help others raise if you can. This is an honest talk, not judging, not comparing, but just sharing. The lessons that come with how we grow up, the lessons we learn through our backgrounds, whether poor or privileged backgrounds, we have to learn something from the whatever or the lifestyle we grew up from, and we need to change the situation. Let's make our backgrounds be better. Let's not forget about our families when we come up. Tukitoka nyumbani tukienda maybe kuishi kwa matown, let's say umetoka nyumbani umeenda in a town kutafuta, don't forget about your family. So if you can relate to this story, just comment down below there. Tell me your story. Remember, we are just all working and pushing to have a better life, and we are just growing each and every day. Let's support each other where you can. If you can support someone somewhere, grow, lift someone, just do that. Don't judge anyone, and just let us change our environment. Let's change our situations back home first. Tusikuja Nairobi kujipea pressure na kuishi maisha mazuri while our parents are struggling back there, while our siblings are not even having something to eat. Yes, we went through such lives, but we don't want other people to go through the same. So guys, this is Unstoppable Vibes, and we don't just pushing and doing everything, whatever we can each and every day. So if you can relate to this video, as I've said, comment down below. Don't forget to share, like, and comment. Also, subscribe to grow pamoja. See you guys in my next video.